Hi, I'm Ruth Friedman, the Director of the Office of Child Care in the Administration for Children and Families at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I'm excited to share that the Office of Child Care has published a formal request for information, which we're also calling an RFI, focused on the child care requirements, regulations, and processes for tribal nations that administer a Child Care and Development Fund program, or CCDF. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to creating partnerships with tribal nations that appropriately honor the nation-to-nation relationship with federally recognized Indian tribes. We've heard many concerns about ways in which the current CCDF rules fail to meet the individual needs of tribal nations and fail to properly account for tribal sovereignty. So the Office of Child Care has compiled several videos providing an overview of the topics covered by the RFI. I really encourage you to view these videos, share them with the tribal leadership in your community, parents or caregivers of Native children receiving services through the many diverse tribal CCDF programs, and also with providers who participate in tribal CCDF programs. We really want to be able to hear from you on a wide variety of issues. We're hoping that these videos will help our goal of engaging in robust conversation across Indian country about the impacts of CCDF requirements and what your recommendations are for requirements that would better fit your needs and your goals. This RFI process offers many opportunities to discuss the ways we can better support tribal nations implementing CCDF programs, to learn how we can better support tribal sovereignty and the important government-to-government relationship, and to really collect in-depth feedback on specific CCDF program requirements. We are eager to hear from tribes formally and informally, and we are happy to have conversations over the span of the public comment period. So you might be wondering what kind of impacts are possible through this formal process. We are hoping to use this in a few different ways. It could inform proposed rulemaking, such as regulation changes through a notice of proposed rulemaking or an NPRM. It could also impact sub-regulatory guidance, such as program instructions, things like the PI for the application for construction and major renovation, or the PI we use for child count. It could change the way or types of information we collect from tribal lead agencies, such as CCDF plan questions or mandatory reporting questions. The RFI could also impact the type of technical assistance available to tribal CCDF programs. We want to make sure we are doing everything we can to tailor our technical assistance to meet your needs. It's important to note that any of the changes to the first three categories on the screen would require another public comment period and tribal consultation before proceeding with final changes. So as you can see on this slide, the Office of Child Care is seeking feedback on a variety of CCDF requirements that impact tribal lead agencies' ability to administer child care services. We've heard that many requirements do not fit tribal nations and their communities across these various topics. For example, OCC has heard concerns about the minimum set aside for direct services spending, which is intended to ensure CCDF is mainly spent on helping parents afford childcare. However, we understand this requirement can be a barrier for some tribal nations to make needed childcare system investments that, if left unaddressed, may limit families' ability to use childcare assistance. This is just one example from what we know are concerns and that we are seeking feedback on. The RFI is very broad. It includes over 20 topics, as well as an open other topic for additional areas not covered in the RFI, because we really welcome feedback on any aspect of the tribal CCDF program. This is an important opportunity for extensive government-to-government dialogue. In the accompanying videos, you can learn more about each of these topics to support your targeted feedback. I want to reiterate that we want to hear both about what is not working and what is working for you, but most importantly, your ideas and your proposals about what childcare requirements and processes we should be instituting to better meet your goals. All RFI resources can be found on the Office of Child Care's website that's listed on this slide here. You can view the text of the RFI, you can find past presentations, and you can find the link to submit a formal public comment. You can also scan this QR code to take you directly to the RFI document. Next, I'd like to go over how you or anyone could submit a public comment on the RFI. Comments must be submitted through the Federal Register website, or they can be emailed directly to the Office of Child Care at occtribal@acf.hhs.gov. Comments must identify the agency, which is ACF, and the docket number, which is ACF-2023-0004. Please make sure that you clearly identify the topical area your comment is related to by providing the page number, the column, and citing the relevant topic so that we can be sure to understand your comment. There are several virtual and in-person listening sessions planned around the country, and we welcome your engagement in those as well. We will be also hosting an in-person tribal consultation at the end of November, and I would like to invite elected tribal officials from all federally recognized Indian tribes to join us in Albuquerque, New Mexico for that tribal consultation. You can find more information about the tribal consultation opportunities at the link on this slide. Thank you so much for your attention today. I really look forward to hearing from you.